You are live.
Oh, hey, man. Welcome to the first episode of Talk of the Universe. I'm your host, SRG BOSS, kicking off 2026. Still your greatest American who ever lived. And I'm excited. It is going to be just me, my personal consigliere, Mr. Brian Wafer Schmidt. He's freezing his garbanzo beans off in Sloatsburg, New York. And I'm here at the Grand Machine Studios. And we are going to kick this episode
It
off.
is
Mr.
cold.
Schmidt,
Yeah, I'm here. They can hear me, by the way.
they can hear you.
They can hear me. I'll be
Can you hear the vacuum cleaner? As I just said, very specifically, I'm going live on Talk of the Universe. Be quiet. Let's start vacuuming. Let's throw a party. I think they can do a tap dance competition up there while they're up there as well. We're going to kick this episode off with the three P's and the C, and we're going to start off 2026 with Deck of the Week right here in the beginning. Talk
Really?
a little deck tech, talk a little strategy. Yeah, I said that in the pre-production.
Okay.
Kicking it off with Deck of the Week. You know, it's the week in review. I didn't mean right this second, but we'll go to it right now. All right.
Okay.
It's going to be part of the week in review, Deck of the Week. We got our post, our photo, our promo, our comment of the week, and then we're going to do a Deck of the Week. Three P's and the CD.
There it is. Deck of the week on the
All
screen
right, we'll
for you
go right
folks.
to Deck of the Week comes from the chosen one, the man who dethroned me for the Underworld Champion, Mr. Colby Cram. Look at that signed version of El Diablo, Yamato Hama, undrafted in Faction Wars, totally undrafted by the higher class, and he has been on an absolute tear with this deck. Several wins, several finals appearances, several top cuts. But one of my favorite characters to design, Mr. Yamato Hama. All right, we got El Diablo.
Real quick. I want to thank Big Picture Preview for rating us with a party of 13. Stack card was just on, folks. Great show if you don't watch it.
This is another reason why I want to do Deck of the Week right after Stack Card. We're getting two amazing strategy talks here. Stack Card, fantastic show by Big Picture Premium. They're going to dive into building decks with some of the best deck building minds. And here at the Deck of the Week, we're going to go over decks that have already been proven to be successful and have got some really cool strategy here. The party rages on upstairs in the Grand Machine Studios as we bring you Yamato Hama, courtesy of the chosen one, Colby Cram. El Diablo, great card, lets you pass and drop things in your discard pile. No secret what he's going to be dropping in there. This is the Fisherman's Throw, the submission spotlight that lets you win bumps. And this is a clean win on the bumps, folks. This is not Devil's Advocate where they draw a card. You just straight up win. So that's a great little strategy there. Yamato Hama is as I like to describe it, a striking colossus. He is a 10 power, 9 grapple, 8 strike. So you get the Colossus Smash. Passes on the giant mode for the El Diablo, which I think is a great call. Now, if you check out his deck list, I like this. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. He has Heading Out and Bob and Weave. That is if you have fewer cards in your hand than your opponent. The player with fewer cards in hand draws a card. Now, I think this is a good call. You're not running Champion to Kickstarter. You might fall behind early. Hand destruction is running rampant. Bob Dunn keeps telling me about how broken Stand For Me National Anthem is. So this gives you a protection against some of the top characters. Grapple for position. I love this call. 9 to a 10 is always cool to have. It is even better to have, in my opinion, because your gimmick triggers when you roll 3 higher than your opponent. So giving yourself 2 10s is going to maximize the amount you can use your gimmick. What is the gimmick? Bury 3 cards in your opponent's discard pile. In today's meta, this is huge. A lot of stuff lets you grab stuff back from your discard pile right away. A lot of stuff lets you draw cards from the bottom of your deck. So being able to put multiple cards on the bottom, not just one at a time, this is very powerful stuff. Then, as we dive into the rest of his cards, he has Taking You to School, Barricade Buster, and Embrace the Cringe. All of the cards that if you have fewer cards in your hand than your opponent, draw one. Again, depending on your deck list, I think this is a solid choice. He doesn't have that much card draw in his deck, so this is going to supplement it. It's also going to give him a bonus against characters that might destroy your hand. Personally, I like to splash these at 19 to 21, maybe a 5 and a 6, 1, 2s, and 3s occasionally, just because I feel like if I have to give my opponent a card and I'm ahead of the game, it's not that much of a setback, like the call that he's got here. 7, 8, and 9, we have drawing dimes, a simple call, and head scratch. Drawing dimes lets you spam the finisher. Simple call lets you search your deck for 3 cards, throw them in your discard pile, which is a second way that you get the fisherman throw in if somebody buries it, and head scratch. Head scratch line across the board has been one of the most popular cards in the game because you have the option to just shuffle on your own. I'm a face stretch guy. I'm a classic man. Most of the time, I want 4 cards. When I don't want 4 cards, I usually just draw one. But head scratch is proof in the pudding. If we're in the school of John Polverino and some New York tech, we might see a swap here. We might see, elbow shot at number 7, and then a chugga chugga at number 9. But again, just real powerful cards all across the board. This is very interesting to me on his 10, 11, and 12. Because he is an Ikazo stat line, he's very heavy on the top on submissions, but he is going with brawling and punching and double wrist twist. Both of these options protect you from the follow-up stop, and then he goes along with the ready to rumble to pair with a gimmick flanker, which I feel like is in just about every deck. So going super conservative on those cards.
I'd love to see a bundle that lets us buy a whole lines like the player with the fewest cards in hand draws 1 card as a bundle. You would sure the people would appreciate the count as 2 line in the same exact way. So stop bundles from like these most recent ones.
I don't know if you'll see that, but I would say it's probably safe to say the next wave of single player decks would have something like that, like we've done in the past. Right. So for example, we just gave you all the Steel Cage decks. Now the Steel Cage is out of stock with the Mass Lava. Witch Hunter General gave you the Ring of Fire cards to help you bury. So I think that it's very likely you'll see all these cards in a single player deck at some point. And that'll be the easy rather than to just be printed on its own. I mean, anything is possible. Maybe I'll put some people here to work in the Grand Machine Studios, see if we have enough to make them. But I digest. Moving back on to 13 through 15, the high impact knee chop, colossal smash, and knee breaker. Listen, this knee breaker card, there's a 24 out there, there's a 15 out there. I think Kobe has all of them, and one of the numbers the studio sent them the wrong one more times than he could count. It makes your opponent bury a card in their hand, which is fine. But more importantly, it unblanks your finishers everywhere. So if they have, rolling forearm, not rolling forearm, roaring elbow, or impact his family, you can unblank this very powerful spotlight. Very good stuff. Also, maybe you get the crowd meter 5 and you hit somebody with a finisher. Who knows? I love this spread. This is exactly like majority of my decks run. If I have no other incentives, keywords, or gimmicks. 16, 17, and 18. Kobe, you stole my title. Now you're after my heart. Springboard kick, which gives you removal and protection against the gimmick flanker. Spine breaker, my all-time favorite finish spam line. I like spine breaker over swinging suplex and American Dragon drop. And you're not ready. I mean, that is everything I love in my 16 through 18. Little defense, little removal, little finish spam, a little gimmick flanking. I love that spread there. Then we have the Chest Buster and the Kneeling Dragon Sleeper. That's fewer cards in hand. Draw 1. He dove all in with these. Very interesting. I mean, if you look at the deck list, it's a smart call because there's no other card draw at all. He's relying totally on these calls. He's got simple call, drawing dimes. I mean, he's got a head scratch, right? But aside from head scratch, and we've seen almost no card draw at this point. The Press Slam. This is a killer. Press Slam, comboed with other powerful grapples, backed by a Colossal Smash, is just, it's so much pressure to put on your opponent. So we got the Press Slam. Going into 22 to 24, your most powerful follow-up spots. Top rope drop kick. A lot of the best players in the game love to splash this. Why? It can't be stopped by follow-ups. You have a 5 technique and a 6 submission. Basically, every 15 is going to be live against you. You don't want to give them that option. Then you have the Tiger Driver. I'm a big fan of this line. If you guys know, you might see one of these or two of these in all my decks. And then Destiny's Call. Destiny's Call, this is like a Midwest Coast, Deep South thing. You know, we don't see a lot of these here in the tri-state region. But the new upgraded Destiny's Call, we're getting a lot of love. Search your deck for 3 cards, drop them in your discard pile, and draw 2. That's another way that you could get this incredible spotlight back out, thin your deck up. I think this is interesting. I think that this is a very technical style build. Your top rope dropkick, your Tiger Driver, and your Destiny's Call. Thin out your deck, pass and bury. You don't need that much reclamation. And then you go into your stops. Again, fewer cards in hand, draw 1, and a freeze don't move, just in case you want to be sneaky with some if stop text. Fantastic deck from Kobe. I'll give it up. Not many things that I would change here, right? If you're going to go with the player of the era, John Press 1P, what he's going to tell you to do is he's going to tell you to swap your You're Not Ready with your Crowd Pleaser. This way your opponent has to deal with Crowd Pleaser, Press Slam, and Tiger Driver on top of an incredible finish grapple. But again, I think this is a really well done deck list. A character that a lot of people don't think is that powerful. We've seen amazing success here from Kobe. I definitely think this character is going to get promoted to the underworld, perhaps the worlds at one point in this guy's hands, and just very, very well done. Next week, we'll do our deck of the week after the 3 Ps in the C, but we dove right into the tech right now, following up on a stacked card. What we got, Mr. Schmidt? 3 Ps in the C. Pull them on up.
Promo of the week coming from the Mega Powers.
HR saying, is that Kobe's deck?
You know,
hit it
brother,
100
I'm a little
times.
worried about what we're doing.
Wait.
We might just lock our hands. It might blow the whole planet up, you know. All right? You know, Titan Mania is the most powerful force in all
Give me
of
your audio in a second. Hold on.
But once I met the madness, brother, the Nacho Madness,
You
brother,
should hear it now.
I realized there's a whole other game out there I haven't been playing. Oh, I'm in a state of shock right now. I don't think I'm coming down anytime soon. Jilbeth, she opened my eyes so that this man could show me the mega powers. Oh yeah, brother. You know, don't worry about the mega bucks. Worry about where we go from here. Is it the stratosphere? Is it the ionosphere? You know, we might just shake hands and blow the whole planet up and take over the entire earth, you know. Oh yeah! Yeah, brother!
Supermania coming back January 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live here on Twitch, replacing Sunday Night Fights. And what a card we have for you, which I will bring one of our commentators on next week to talk about the card as well too. So be prepared.
Supermania 1 was such a huge success. Big shout out to everybody who made that happen. Very excited for number 2.
All right.
Sergeant Yoga did not
Sergeant
get
Yoga,
the goal.
I could talk more about it at another time, but post of the week. This man has been active all week long in the discussion group. It's the POS. If you're in the Hardcore Faction Wars chat and you ain't me, I have no idea what that is. You're all cowards, each and every one of you. 4 days and not one of you have played a match. I've been here since December 31st calling y'all. Edit. The big picture showing some spine. Wow.
Big picture showing some spine. Man, this is in reference to Faction Wars Round 0, where you get some open play, earn as many points for your team as possible. Only 2 teams will be getting a bye. And right now, it seems like it's a I'm not going to say it's a 3-horse race, folks. It's a 2-horse race for second place. As your runner-up / year, the Constellation is going toe-to-toe with Star Maker Productions. All right? Who saw this coming? I'd say a lot of you, if you're paying attention. And sitting at first, a couple guys you might know. 2025 Faction Wars winners, the Crime Wave, holder of the LFF World Championship and World Tag Team Championship. Sitting there, what we have 35 points to second
Still
of
waiting
18.
for the
So I'm
belt,
still
Grump.
taking
Still waiting for the
open
belt.
challenges if you want it. But yeah, calling people out. A lot of people said their strategy going to this event was we are going to play a couple games, get familiar with our deck. We don't want to give away too much sauce. We don't care if we get the bye. General Manager John Calais had a very good talk with him today, and he said, my guys don't care because if you're going to win the whole thing, you got to get out of round one. He said, people who need to win this round are afraid they're going to get eliminated at any moment. And I said, you couldn't be more correct, Mr. General Manager John Calais. We're not taking any chances. We're going to take everything that we could get. But Possum Kang trying to get people riled up. My DMs are open, folks. If you're in the United States division or the Underworld division and you haven't got a chance to dance with the SRG BLSS, shoot me a message and let's make it happen. Maybe we'll make it happen immediately after the show, which is ending at 9:30 tonight. 2 hours.
Yeah, we got. I mean, just
we got lots to cover.
8:47, folks. All right, photo of the week coming.
Before we move on,
Jesus
we got to do a little bit of a service here. Okay.
Okay. Steve.
What?
You want the 9:30 stop time, right?
Schmidt, shut up and let me get going, and we'll get to the 9:30 top time.
Okay.
This is important. We've only got a little bit of time to go. Pride, representing Star Maker Production, the replacement for the former LFF World Heavyweight Champion, the prize fighter, has one of the most impressive performances in Faction Wars history. Okay. He is currently sitting with the most points. Tied for the most points, I'm not sure. 9-0 currently. Okay. Only one time in Faction Wars history has that ever been done. It was in the finals last year by some guy by the name of the SRG BLSS, the greatest American who ever lived. So Pride is in a position to go 10-0 and better. Unbelievable performance. Of those victims, 2 of them right here on the show. BLSS got friggin' slapped around by Pride into the late hours of last night. And then just for a good measure, he took out my personal consigliere as well. He is on a phenomenal run. Couldn't be more humble about it. Couldn't be more nice about it. But it is amazing to see a longtime player like Pride being the top dog of round 0. I hope you guys call him out and keep going. I'd love to see him break the record and then some. And then also force the Constellation to go in and get knocked out round 1. That would be fantastic. So get your games in with Star Maker Productions. Call out Pride. Do the work that needs to be done. Job out. Let him break the record. Let him knock out the Constellation. And let's roll into our next thing of the week.
All right. Photo of the week coming from the LFF World Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Mike Dip, with a little promotional material for the World Heavyweight Champion. Look at those. Those are pretty cool, actually. Steve, what do you think about them? They are very
cool. You're not even a smoker, Schmidt. You like, let me get one. What are you going to use it for your gas grill to grill hot dogs here? Oh, my God.
No.
Listen, as the LFF World Heavyweight Champion and a member of the Crime Wave, we pulled some strings. We waived a $10 fee to use the art asset or something else, saving him $20 whole. It was amazing. Yes, Ref Dave, I see you. I got abused. My other loss, Ref Dave, he took the TVA commissioner to a 2:15 a.m. matchup where he called me out. They played for 4 hours, and then he beats me in 4 minutes. You know, just the total lack of respect here. But yes, LFF World Heavyweight Champion, spoke to him tonight. We had a few words, last of the dying breed. He said he's ready for his match. You know what? Some people said that Mike Dip would be laying down, going on his back. Schmidt, you confused me. I don't know if you're on screen or not on. Can they hear what you're saying?
They can hear what I'm saying, yes.
Okay, good. So if I respond to you, it's not a response to the ghost, because earlier you were muted. He said he's ready to fight. I asked him who's up in line. He said the only one we know of right now is Mr. Michael Kirk, the host of the Yellow Mudcast. Look at this. I just moved. I'm no longer the center of attention. I am now joined by the current player of the year, Mr. Jeremy Steigerwald. Ooh, how are you? But he's ready to fight. General Manager John Calais reached out to me. I have his first opponent that he had in mind. I will not disclose who it was. It was not Michael Kirk. I told him very frankly, Whatever you decide, I sign off.
Wow.
You pick something, and so let's just say if he said it was me, whatever you think is for the best, Mister John Calais. You pick me, you pick somebody else. I know what I would like to see, and I've spoken to Mike Dip. He's willing for anything. We're ready to fight. We do not have any conclusive data on that. We have some breaking news here. Oh. Nice. Cool. Mr. Jeremy, how are you?
Doing all right. Just got in. Apologize for being late.
Okay.
Oh, it's all right. Welcome to 2026.
It's 7 days. I have not been the player of the year. It's I guess I got to turn babyface again.
Well, I would say you're technically the reigning player of the year until CaptainCon, correct? That would just be my take. I mean, it might not be the correct one, but I would say that's a fair assessment, right?
And he's still artist of the year as well, too.
Ooh, you guys cleaned up here. All right. Do we hit them all?
No, we missed one. Comment of the week.
Coming from
no, we didn't.
Oh, that was a post.
That was post. Comment of the week coming from the POS. I've been posting this card all day. I'm gonna keep posting it. Dodge.
We gotta mix this up. It's the same as the post.
It's from the post of the week.
Oh my god.
It was good, apparently.
Dodge, great card. Not good when it comes to Faction Wars Round 0. But as I mentioned before, some people are deliberately, they're not concerned. Jeremy Steigerwald, I spoke to you a little bit. The line, you guys said, we're just going to play a couple games to get some ring rust off new characters, and we're not looking to play the full shebang. So,
I suppose if we get off to a good enough start, we might say, okay, let's go for it.
What is the deadline?
I'm 1-0. I mean,
yeah.
I was told by General Manager John Calais that he believes the deadline is this Sunday. Now, I have not consulted with anybody else.
Yeah, it is coming up.
It's coming up.
And I've been told by others that it's the 17th. So if anybody has confirmation on this, I will check with the coach and the captain of the Crime Wave chat. Mr. Schmidt, you had a wonderful thing on the screen before.
What thing?
Where I was able to see the Twitch chat. Where'd it go?
It's on your right hand side.
Oh,
See it?
I see
very
it.
nice. I'll pin you there. I'll put you right there front and center.
Yeah, right.
Possum Gang, I appreciate the hustle, man. Rallying these guys up to play game. I'll play all night long. 2026, I got my Monday locals. Tuesday dojos, I'll be in and out. Wednesday, we're here on Talk of the Universe. And Thursday will be boss fights as we look forward. So if I can get my weeks to have 3 days of Super Show gaming, I'm a very happy BOSS.
Right, don't forget expanding the universe, Bobby.
Well, I'm talking. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I was talking about playing, but yeah, we're gonna have a lot of work to do tomorrow.
Yeah,
Week in review. Do we have stuff from your office?
I have some graphics to talk about with winners and stuff for locals. But did we have an event this past Thursday?
Yes, the first boss fight.
There you go. Tell us how it went.
I thought you had a graphic. You blindsided me, man.
I said it, I had graphic and stuff. Anyway, I'm not.
Oh my God, Schmidt. Do we have a full? Do we have a full video? Anything from the office of Jeremy Steigerwald?
He did not get one done. No.
No, I do have the results right here for locals. I can just go. Let me just go over.
Yeah, we have this amazing Super Show scoring app. Hit me with what you got.
All right, recess games, North Olmsted, Ohio, on Monday night, non-96 tournament. I have a top three in third place. The Lethal Endorser as the Director of Operations, version 1. Second place, Funtime Bob as Supersonica. First place, taking it down, Dangerous Dylan Bias as Pedro Valiant. Fantastic.
Jeremy, your audio is low. Just cut.
I saw the graphic with Pedro Valiant on it. Just very excited. Can't wait to see it, what he was running, which training with card. Got to get a little sauce from DDB here. Let's see if we get Jeremy's audio back in here. In the meantime,
Boss,
we've had some good stuff to go over.
I have the top cut from Boss's New Year's Day top cut. Here we go. In fourth place, Chris Pate as El Scorpio. In second place, and in third place, excuse me, Simple Chuck as Simple Chuck. In second place, Jonathan Thu, Hold Line Harry as the Tortured Vigilante. And in first place, playing the deck of the week that we just saw, and winning a number one contender match for the U.S. title, Colby Cram as Yamato Hama. This was
He broke an 11-0 streak.
Yep.
By Hold the Line Harry. I did not spoil Hold the Line Harry's deck list just in case he wants to bring it to the Sunshine SmackDown. But that is also a big contender.
Stips and Top Cut. Semifinals was ladder, and the finals was the last competitor standing.
That's the stipulation block right now that I'll be using. So make sure you check that out. Get familiar with it. I know that Colby is familiar with those.
Mm-hmm.
He probably would have had it anyway, but he had the bladder breaking punches, the bladder punches. Hold the Line Harry had some going over the ladders as well, so there was some good things in there to be prepped for those tips. I know I saw Marvelous Recruits, which Hold the Line Harry always uses, but this is a lifesaver in a possible last competitor standing match as also Lumberjack. It's a huge piece that you get set up. We also had the Monday Night Fights. You do your event, I'll do my event. We'll make
All right,
this
Monday
really
Night
nice,
Fights. Right? Monday Night Fights. You had your top three. Here's your top three.
What did I just say, Schmidt? What? Oh my God!
All right, do my event then. Go.
Folks,
do my event. Go ahead.
You did you. I did yours.
All right, do yours. Go ahead. Do yours.
Right oh.
The graphics on the screen.
Top four of the event on Ronnie Rom's birthday. Ronnie Rom's playing as the SRG Mom, who is a menace. I've said this from the beginning, especially in the hands of a guy like Ronnie. Goes over HR in second place, playing as HR. Both of them noted using the errated version of Stand for My National Anthem. This warms my heart when a card is changed and is still super effective. And in third place, a guy who's having a phenomenal year for 2025, kicking off this year very well, Sam Stanton as Evilise La Sicaria. I bet taking advantage of these two cards in play. Speaking of who also will be taking advantage of those, Chuggy as Big Daddy Boater. So I'm sure we've seen two clear strategies, right? Mm-hmm. It looks like we've had the let's exploit the counts as two in play, and let's exploit destroying your opponent's hand with Stand for My National Anthem. And that seemed to work out real nice on the Monday Night Fights. We also had my local event. Big shout out to the Rip and Ship Arena, who's been doing phenomenal work, bringing us really, really good events. So many faction wars things to go on through. Rip and Ship Locals 1-5, your top cut. I got knocked out real early. Our top four featured the hidden threat Matt Hass as the hypnotist Hans Mevsner. He was your top seed. He would go down against the player of the era playing as Mofa.
Ooh.
Then making their first top cut appearance, I believe, at 3-1. New rookie here in the LFF, Razzle Dazzle, your winner of our Brand Pack character raffle at the Super Lucha Weekend. He gets defeated by one half of the LFF Tag Team Champions, the Centipede, John Von Masick. John Von Masick would go up against Mr. Press 1P in the finals, and Mofa, played by your player of the era, would defeat the Centipede, John Von Masick. And Press 1P has this awesome formula for a character like this. You guys know his deck styles, and he was just ripping through the combo, the competition, loving him, the Wombo combo, press slam into a strike finish to draw 5. You know, really good stuff. Love to see Press 1P playing something a little bit different and getting great results. On that night as well, Press 1P would go up against myself. I elected to use 4-Leaf Flynn as opposed to Mr. Hyde, who I did not want to edit because of Faction Wars, or the Collector. My Collector deck is purely Super Lucha, taking on the LFF Rip and Ship World Champion, played by the Winning Ticket, and this one was all Press 1P. Just boom, slapping me around, crowd number 010, put me in a body bag real quick. However, Mr. John Von Masick, the Centipede, will get a little bit of redemption for the crime wave against your Super Lucha World Champion, as he would defeat the Fox Assassin in an intergalactic battle for Faction Wars, and then John Von Masick would also defeat the Sundown Moon in a great matchup as well, going into Faction Wars, getting us some more points here. That was our recap One last thing. La Penguin versus the Hidden Threat to crown the first Super Lucha champion in the Rippership Arena. Mr. La Penguin as El Penguino defeated Gia De Los Forth. Is he back? He's back. We're good.
Penguino.
Penguno.
Penguino.
Penguino.
Penguino. It's like a cheese. Penguino.
You put the umlaut on there. I have my copy right here.
You got one? It's the Kumla?
Penguino. Right there on my...
Penguino. Very nice. Welcome back. Welcome back. Anything else you have to recap here, Mr. Steigerwald?
Yeah, speaking of Super Lucha, Titan Legacy Wrestling on Tuesday night, TCF Gaming Arena in McDonough, Georgia featured not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Super Lucha Scramble title matches. Coming to the night, I was the champion as Vic the Doom with 3 straight successful defenses, and all these defenses are against at minimum 2 other people and up to 5 other people. Match 1 on the night, John Hodges as the Swolverine won the title. Match 2, I won it back with Vic the Doom. Match 3, I got a successful retention, and then in match 4, that scurrilous Nick Ross as El Cerebro won. Boo that man! And then he ran out of the building so he didn't have to defend it again. Actually, no, we all had to leave, but I like my story better.
I think your story checks out.
So, we have a lot of fun with our Super Lucha division. The games are just so fun that we have the one defense, and then we're just like, we want to do it again. And then we just want to do it again, and then we just play that format the rest of the night.
I'm a big fan. Again, it reminds me of Super Show when it kicked off. I have 0 complaints about where the game is right now. So happy that it's grown to where it's grown, that the competitive level has gone to, the next level. But I do love to just play with the Super Lucha cards, bunch of different characters, and just rolling dice like it was 2014 with the original starter decks. So I'd love to have, both eras kind of colliding with that.
Vic the Doom's looking for Mr. Tomato Jr. Let's put it that way.
He might be. I mean, he's definitely on Mr. Tomato Jr.'s radar. I know that is with certainty. Right now, we have a matchup, should it happen, between Candyman Dan and the Flame Fighter. The winner of that matchup will be taken on Press 1P. I'm going to have to start. I'll put some deadlines on this. So I want to keep the matches. We're going to do that matchup will have to take place before February. I think that's fair, right? Yeah. That's over a month of prep. We should be able to get those guys in for a matchup. Maybe it'll happen at CaptainCon. Maybe it'll be a Candyman Dan sighting. I do not know. But we'll go from that stretch, and then we'll see who's the next contender after that. But we do know that Firestarter will be taking on Snake Pit for the LFF Super Lucha World Championship. The Duet Dream Tag Team event is underway. You can follow along on all that action. I think this is another one I'm extending deadlines. This will be, again, February. Got to get your matches in January. February deadline on that. I got some big prizes in store for these folks. We've already had one team eliminated, one team advancing. You can go jump into, let's check out our Duet Dream. As right now, we have a matchup taking place.
Yep, it's playing right now.
DTF. Who's playing, Schmidt?
DTF and Cantrell.
DTF and Cantrell. Are you sure?
I believe.
Cantrell defeated Ironic. Dangerous Alliance beated the Parrot Heads of Pain. The Beater and the Eater. Born to Shid, Forced to Wipe. Have not played. This is BTE versus DTF. Swinging a Schmidt. Happening right now. That is the team of Master Dasmodius. And this is like a let's see who we got on. But we got Dasmodius and I did that backwards. Most handsome man in the LFF, Matt Nealon. He is playing as the Zookeeper. Dasmodius and Zookeeper, and they are going up against Titan and Brimer. No T50 list. Anything goes. All right. Anything else we need to cover on the weekend review?
No,
Pretty big week. Lots to catch up on. Big shout out to Bob Dunn, putting this all at our fingertips.
right? Company man there, Steve. Company man.
This is right. It's a good vote. Get out there and vote. All right, let's move into looking forward portion.
All right.
Big one, Sunshine Smackdown. I've been getting more and more excited. I've seen more and more fun names, very shocking people traveling all out to this. And if you're missing it, you're gonna miss out on a great event. I know that should be a Disney trip. Sunshine Smackdown, hosted by House Rules Gaming and Chris Savoy. Got the promos in here. Make sure everybody gets those. No problemo. Maybe I'll hand them off to Jason Poisson just to not risk any shipping issues. There are going to be 4 random stipulations on the round. If you're going to that event, please be aware that you check this whole thing out, that this is not using the stipulation block. There are advertised stipulations, which is perfectly fine and okay. This is all part of it. It's been very clearly stated that the stipulation wheel is what is going to be used unless otherwise advertised by the GM and the host of those events. So I believe it is very similar to what it has been in the past. Randomly applied Ring of Fire, Steel Cage, perhaps Steel Chain, and there's one more if we could pull that up. And the finals would be a TLC match, which I was very excited to be a part of last year. I love the theme of the TLC finals. I feel like that adds a little bit of spice towards the ending of it, but that's going to be different things. Dojo. Somebody's asking about Dojo. We can review. Dojo is awesome. We allowed you to play for some foils. Brian Schmidt beat me to win a foil. Evil Ed took the challenge, did not succeed. We closed the show early. I think it's just because Schmidt just wanted to take a jab at Turtle. I don't know what it was all about. We got to the bottom. It was an honest mistake. It was an honest mistake. But Dojo action, what was that record? It's pretty good, right? I think I went down twice. I don't know. Did you make a graphic? Killing me, Schmidt. Killing me right in the feels. So 3 brand new promo cards are debuting. They were packed by the Hidden Threat Matt Hass. I'll go over them very, very quickly. You might be able to pick up extra sets there. There might be some available here. A diminished flock, card number 16. If you have another strike in play, discard 2 cards from your hand and add 1 card from your discard pile to your hand. So it's not optional. It is mandatory if you could do that. Stolen Valor, number 12. If you have another lead in play, bury up to 3 cards in your hand and draw the same number of cards plus 1. And then unacceptable size suplex. If you have another follow-up in play, draw 1 card. Stop Derailed, and Derailed has blank text. That I happen to love. Little Scrappers sauce right there. You are not stopping Scrappers with a Derailed. But I love the artwork that they put together. The original Flock members that have not moved from Florida. Chris Savoy slamming me through a table. And Brock Smith, the GOAT, once in a generational talent, stealing the Olympic gold medals from Aaron 64. Again, big shout out to those guys set up the event and making some dope promo cards. Following, what's up, Jeremy?
That was also the name of our 3-person scrambled team at Southern Pride last year, Stolen Valor.
Very nice. And there's no hidden keywords in there. It's just a cool name, right? Len, Stowe, no, nothing in there. Moving into CaptainCon, SRG award show. If you have not filled out the forms, please make sure you do so. Okay? Please make sure you do so. This is the award show. We're going to do something a little bit different this year. I'm going to do my best. Each time we do this, we're going to get a little bit better at this. I'm going to combine the most nominated people into a form that you can actually go and click and vote on. Okay, so I'm gonna take all the data that you guys have submitted, and then you'll be able to go back in, should you please, and cast your votes. and we'll put that up until the weekend, and we'll have all the data to see what people have voted. Again, this is not a democracy, but it is taken into consideration. For example, we had Chris Pate, one player of the year, overwhelming. I would have never gave it to one guy who used one deck for 365 days straight. However, it was overwhelming fan support from the LFF community that Chris Pate deserved player of the year, and he himself got it. So make your voice heard. You know, like sometimes the voices are much too much to ignore. Get your opinions in there, and we're going to build that show up for you very, very nicely. Spoilers for the event. Schmidt, you mentioned you have a graphic for the event. Let's pull it on up. Friday night, January 30, 6 p.m. is going to be a singles event. Okay, I'm going to say for this event, Worlds will be booked. And it is very likely that this event will lead to an Underworld title shot. Thanks to Mr. Hold the Line Harry. We'll get to that later when we get to GM's Corner. Okay, so be aware. Friday night, Worlds is going to be a book, big event, a lot of stuff riding. We're going to move into Saturday, noon, old school CAC, old school cards. This is a format that is limited to the cards that are from old school set 2. We did it once before. If you have any questions, we can set that up. We will have old school packs there. So if you're on the spot and you need to build something, we will have that available for you as well. This is going to go into our World Championship event for CaptainCon. Everything is legal. Make sure you're aware for that, as well as Sunday is going to be a tag team event. Historically, it's been hard to finish a double elimination event. I would like to get a bracket set up and started so that if you wanted to play your tag team events prior to Sunday, you could start. I'm going to talk to some people there. What's the best avenue? Should it be group phases? How should we go about and do that? I think that would all work out really well, just to give you a jump start on matches potentially throughout the weekend. However, if it doesn't work out, in the past, we've played till they kicked us out, and then we picked up the rest of the tournament online. I think both outcomes would be fine. I'm going to tell you, if I miss Sunshine SmackDown, I am going to be fiending, play some Super Show. There will be pop-ups, there'll be drafts, there'll be a lot of fun things. But these are the big ones on the card. You're going to have a qualifying event, you're going to have a CAC, you're going to have a World Championship event, and a tag team event.
All right. Also,
let's get into spoilers.
Hold on, real quick. Also, the award show will be going on during the World Championship event on Saturday, because we will have the Royal Rumble from, I believe it's in Saudi, at 2 p.m. on the big screen in the main room. So we will be watching the Rumble before the World's event and during the CAC.
Very cool.
And if we have title matches to be streamed, I am bringing the streaming equipment with me as well, too. We'll have the projector screen. It's going to be a great time.
If we do our Royal Rumble lottery again,
yeah,
right? What promos would you guys like to see as part of that? Anything? Let me know in the chat.
Yeah,
anything you guys have been looking for that we could get to be a part of the Royal Rumble lottery.
While I'm loading up the spoilers now. Let's see if anyone's got any in the chat they want to see what promos. I'd like to see some of the rarer promos that aren't there that aren't available anymore.
Very good, Schmidt. Very good. That's like precisely the type of response that I was looking for. The rarer ones, the things weren't there. Old school releases. Oh, we're keeping it casual. You know, you guys, not going to be too many crazy things being released here. And we're not ready for old school set 3. We're just doing a no DQ style format. We're going to have a good time. Somebody can be able to win a character.
Spoiler time. Are you ready?
Let's go. Yeah.
All right. First spoiler up. It's a captain. Everyone's enemy.
Beautiful. One of my favorites. We had some choices to make. There are lots of decisions to be made when it comes to using an everyone's enemy gimme. gimmick. I like this. I think it opens the door for if we did pirates only events, which I think would be really fun, especially with the Valerian Warfare. Lots of hand destruction options, and you get a little bit of firepower right back from that. So we have everyone's enemy.
When your
Let's see
opponent
what else
forces
we
you to
got.
bury or discard any number of cards from your hand, your opponent buries the same number of cards from their hand.
You got a ship that's going to make me discard 2, right back at you, buddy.
Yep.
You give yourself 2 5s. You make me discard a card whenever I stop. So I think this is a nice little addition to the card.
There's questions. Will Valerian Warfare be available at CaptainCon?
It shall be, yes.
Okay. They're saying the count is 2 stops as promos for the Royal Rumble raffle. The
Sure.
Royal. Okay. Next card up, the Prince of
Anything
the
else here?
Seas, Logan Lagoon.
Read this one very carefully. During your turn, when you hit a card with a stop, your next roll is +1. So you got a Scallywag finisher that's also a stop. That would give you +1 to your finish roll. You want to get cute and do an atomic double knee, that'll give you +1 to your finish roll. So if you want to get aggressive and fling some stops, you could definitely do that. I think it's going to be a very fun character to play.
Big Bad Bobby D says the counts as 2, 13 through 15 would be great for the Royal Rumble.
Don't know if they'll be ready to be printed.
Okay. And finally, Steve's favorite comp, Vroom Vroom, Commodore Terra Skull.
Alt art.
Alt art. At the start of the match, you may reveal an additional Skyway entrance, ship, or if your opponent has a Skyway entrance revealed, copy and blank that card. Good.
Maybe there'll be a Scallywag entrance in the future. All right, let's see what you got.
Number 6.
Finish-wise.
Oh, finish-wise?
Sure.
Sure.
You could do that. Yeah, we'll get
No,
into the wall. We'll get there. Go in
okay.
order.
Number 16. Swashbuckle Barrage. For each strike you have
This
in
is
play.
an Ash card. This is a bar. Yep.
For each strike you have in play, choose up to 1 non-finished card in your opponent's discard pile and put it into play.
This is not optional. You must put a card your opponent has into play. This is going to be an interesting thing. My opponent has all his strike stops in his discard pile. I'm a swashbuckling barrage, lock them all into play, make sure that my cards are good. So this is it's a dangerous line we're treading here.
Dropping Dead Weight, the grapple version of it.
Drop Dead.
It's a Shibu card.
Yeah, for each grapple you have in play, choose up to 1 non-finished card in your opponent's discard pile and put it into play.
And then the High Sea Hold. High Sea Heel Hold.
Yep, same little thing. Get you a high card, get you a heal card, get you a hold. Lots of good stuff there.
All right, finishes. First one.
That apostrophe should that apostrophe be there?
That would be a question for Young Allergy.
All right.
And if it should not be there, that just means that they stink at their job, which I think we already do.
Chain of Torment, finish strike, spotlight. 2 to attack, 1 to strike. When this card is in your discard pile, after you force your opponent to re-roll their turn roll, you may discard 1 card from your hand to add this card to your hand.
Shameless design by me. This is a really good combo with Terra Skull's ship. So you have the ability to bounce and finish back. So I like this little combo here.
Skullfire Whirlwind. 3 to grapple. If you force your opponent to reroll their last turn roll, you may reroll your finish roll.
So again, nice ship synergy.
I noticed a theme in these arts too.
So the theme was not. This is one of the I don't know how you describe it, but like life imitating art type things where the artist misunderstood the assignment and drew them all for Terra Skull.
Oh.
So I was like, it's fine. I think they look dope. That's why we ended up doing the alt art of Terra Skull to make it a little bit more sense. And then we used the other arts that came after for your daily promos. So it was kind of like an accident that we made work, and I was really happy how it came out. That will be debuting at CaptainCon. So you'll be able to get those. A lot of people asking, can you get some of the older ones? I'm going to bring what we have. If you were a mystery box purchaser, you'll know that a lot of the ships you guys are in there. but I'll make sure we bring everything we have. What are those beautiful sandals? What does that mean, Schmidt? That's
Those are subs. Thank you to the Italian Bombata for resubbing, and thank you to Starscream for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs to Ryan Piercer, Giggle, Kempo Kenny, TBA Derp, and Bojo Jojo 2900. No, there's no more. One more finish. Give it a second, Slamilton. Hold on. I know you're taking screenshots. The chained in the tide. 1 to power, 2 to tech, 1 to submission. If stopped, discard 1 card from your hand, then add 1 follow-up submission from your discard pile to your hand.
Yeah, this is some fun stuff. I was designing towards, again, the strategy of like having multiple finishers. Doesn't work as well as I would like with your Slithering Squeeze combo, because the Slithering Squeeze might turn into a finish at that point, but you also can do some good stuff where, if you do Chained in the Tide and then any last words, that can be really awesome, right? Pitch your other finisher, pick up any last word, get 40-year rolls. So I think there's gonna be some cool combos here with that. All
right.
So maybe we'll see a huge push for Commodore Terra Skull.
Chips.
I know we got some great players like Moonstar. Ships, let's see him.
First one. Oh, geez, that's big. Hold on. Let's
TVA guys, you're gonna like this one. That kind of looks how it printed.
The Sky Tyrant. Search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them into your discard pile. Shuffle your deck and draw 1 card. So it triggers tech, agility, sub, and grapple.
It's like a Destiny's Call, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. Very, very good effect here.
And then
Henry.
the Crown of Loch Nor. After you roll these skills for your turn roll is +1.
Ooh.
Tech.
You like that? You think that's good?
I like it.
It rolling on 2 and not being stuck to your 10, yeah, that's actually really good.
Yeah, I think it's a fun card. So it's going to be a nice little addition to people's gimmicks. Little turn roll advantage,
Mhm.
I think it might get a lot of play in tag team too, give you like high level parcours and things out there. So that's what's coming out of CaptainCon. We're going to roll into, I'm going to go over quickly our release schedule and what's going
Whoa. Influencer
Going
gifting Tier 1 sub.
for
And
GM's Corner.
We hit a hype train, folks. Hype train is live. Let's get those donations in.
So release schedule. Again, this is all pending, assuming everything arrives on time. Hopefully, thank you very much for gifting those subs. Hopefully, we're going to have 3 new promo cards and 4 new prize cards coming alongside. Characters that will be for sale during January. The Vanilla Gorilla, the Monarch, Aiko Sagayamo. I hope I did that one right. And Just Doug. So we'll have 3 new characters that have been in mystery boxes that'll be available. Then we'll have the Swashbuckling Barrage, Dropping Dead Weight, High Seas, Heel Cold, Everyone's Enemy, Prince of Lagoon, Sky Tyrant, Crown of Loch Nor.
Is the Vanilla Gorilla a new gimmick? Or is it
that is the Super Lucha version.
Oh, excellent.
February release. Currently, obviously we have the President's Day Competitor and Pack. The ladder deck is scheduled to come out. Baby Chaos will be available online. Ace Diamond and the Misfit is currently scheduled for February release, alongside 3 sign-up promos and 4 prize cards.
Anonymous gifting another 5 Tier 1 subs. We
So
cracked
that
hype
is your
train.
current print run. All right, GM's Corner. Schmidt, we're winding down to the finals. We'll go a little bit later because it's a brand new episode. The GM's Corner. Let's see. I always forget what this file is called. LFF titles and contenders. If you are a GM, I have kindly asking to give us your bookings. This is over to you in a moment. Everybody's very scared of their hard work being spoiled. And we're going to have a little thing for Mr. Hold the Line Harry, who's been doing a fantastic job channeling his LFF World Champion Mike Dippian's latest promo. But right now, what we're looking at is your LFF World Heavyweight Championship governed by Mr. John Calais. Last of a dying breed, Mike Dippy as El Super Hombre, won the title on Lucha Weekend. He is waiting for a challenger. To my knowledge, the first challenger is Michael Kirk with Mac Attack. I don't know if that is going to get held off on by General Manager Clace. That sounds like that is the scenario. Underworld Championship in the house for CaptainCon. Tomato Jr. originally was furious because he had the Italian Bombata as a wonderful birthday gift to go up against Kobe Cram for the Underworld Championship. However, that will not be the case. And Colin Simon will not be in the building, who also has an Underworld title shot. Robert the Brain Dunn says he has a title shot on his way out. I don't know if Tomato Jr. is going to honor that. So this is all very unlikely. Loudmouth Leo Larynx also has a shot, but we do not know if he'll be in the building, which is why there's a very good chance that Friday night's event will be an Underworld qualifying event. So let's make sure that people are aware of that. And I will say, if it does become an official qualifying event on Friday night and Loudmouth Leo signs up, Mr. Kobe Cram might have double duty on that weekend. I don't think he's afraid to back down into the challenge because he knows how I feel about him and where he should go. LFF Tag Team Champions held by the fan favorites, Brian Schmidt and John Von Masick as Deathmatch King and Bautista. They have their first defense coming up this weekend. Is that correct, Mr. Schmidt? Friday. That would be this weekend. That is correct. They'll be taking on John Mathis and Colin Simon. So much talk about how the SRG BLSS is not going to honor previous title shots. What's up with the Duet Dream? I know that you're trying to satisfy the whole community day in and day night with this event. Why are people playing for shots? I am working through my list as diligently as humanly possible when I have 13 challengers and 12 months in the year. These are our first winners. They've been waiting for a very long time. They answered the call. And guess what? As soon as that match is over, next booking is getting set for next month. And if you are in line and you can't make the date that the champ is available, next, we're skipping that line. No news in the United States one, except your challenger, Yamato Hama by Mr. Kobe Cran has earned a shot thanks to the Boss Roddy event. And that was by the GOAT, Brock Smith, once in a generational talent. I don't know when that matchup will take place, as Kobe's just been on fire, man. There's just not enough title shots to go around. Global, waiting on some news from Jeff McPeak, your champion, Greg Shockley. I believe in the pipeline, we have Justin Myers. No, I don't think that's correct. I believe we have Paul Murrow as the high roller, right? Is that, we get some confirmation here? No, let's get, I got this backwards. Global is correct. Harvey Lester's EC3. I got Hurricane in the pipeline. And then I have Old School, my apologies, your champion, Dr. Pollywood as high roller. His opponent should be Simple Chuck at a later date. Maybe this Old School event will have some additional prizing for an Old School shot. I'm going to have to talk to the GM there. Super Lucha is all set. John Press 1P, your world champion is Snake Pit. He'll either be taking on Candyman Dan or the Jobber of the Year, Mr. Tim White. One of those men to be fire starter. Hardcore division. Zach Ashley as Unique. We have an open challenger. And I searched the LFF, and I think I found somebody who's very much so deserving of a title shot. And when you think hardcore, you have to think of the most dangerous man in the LFF. And I have appointed Kempo Kenny to be the next challenger for the Hardcore Championship. Yes, I think this is a great matchup. I think it's been a long overdue that Kempo Kenny gets a chance at LFF Gold. I think that when you take a look at a guy like Zach Ashley, very smart, very calculated, He might not be ready for a wild card like Mr. Kempo Kenny. We will get that match booked. Intergalactic, who knows what's going on with Dr. Dick Thunderlip. He's going to get fired real soon if we don't see some movement here. If anything, it brought us one of the greatest champions here in the LFF, Mr. Cheat. I don't know who's next in the pipeline. I've been promised huge things from the Intergalactic division, none of which have panned out yet.
I can't say none if Mr. Cheat is a champion. That's a huge thing. One thing is panned out.
One fantastic thing. I meant after that occurred.
Oh, okay.
Because he was about to be on the Boss Roddy chopping block. He was about to get the boot, and I was promised we're going to see some great things from the Intergalactic division. I said he's on the clock. We're going to let the LFF speak for themselves. If Dr. Dick Thunderlips has to go back to the streets of Astoria, Queens, and we'll get a new Intergalactic GM. Deep Six Championship. Ronnie Roms has announced that there will be another qualifying event, which I look very much forward to. Somebody's going to take on Swaggy D as Fast Hands.
Eddie Fury is the Deep Six champion. Eddie Fury beat Swaggy on Monday night.
This Monday night?
Yes, this past Monday night.
Eddie Fury. See, this breaking news. I didn't even have him on my list. GMs here. Whoa. How come that wasn't in Weekend Review, Schmidt?
It wasn't?
You were on the same show as me.
Hi.
All right, we're going to go back and look at the video on demand, but let's move on forward for now.
All right, let me just update my sheet in real time here. Is he playing Eddie Fury?
No, Cruel. He's using Cruel.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Hey, hand destruction in Six Stop. That's fun.
So, we're not here to talk too much tech. I'm not a big fan of hand destruction in Six Stop. I think the whole power of Six Stop hand destruction is taking away stops. Which leaves some things outstanding. Veterans title.
Veterans
we're
title
has working with.
It has a defense this Sunday. It has a defense
this Sunday.
Yep.
What you got?
Max Custodian will be defending against one half his tag team partner in a rematch. Trash and Cash bump heads for the Veterans title this Sunday on Sunday Night Fights.
I love that.
Also on Sunday Night Fights, hate to interrupt GM's Corner, but you'll have the Trios title defended as well.
That would be La Penguin versus the Screaming Dan Sheik. That's
Correct.
not interrupting. That's part of it. That's why I saved it towards the end.
When Spencer Vance, hold on, Kempo, when Spencer Vance has a setup, please DM me and we'll get him a shot.
Yeah, I agree with that very wholeheartedly. That leaves the most exciting division in the LFF, the Triad Championship, held by one half of my favorite tag team, Mr. As Good as Gold, Johnny Eldorado, fresh off a defense lucha weekend. And I will get something rocking and rolling for this Triad Championship. I know that Johnny Eldorado is ready any place, anytime. I will coordinate the next appearance for that champion. And he will tell you it will be the very same outcome. So if you are interested in some Triad action, now will be the time to make your voice heard as we will try to get that booked. Tornado Championship held by Simple Chuck, piloted by your GM, Mr. Hold the Line Harry, who has a fantastic event underway. I believe we were down to 10 tag teams. Is that correct? Anybody want to fact check me on that?
I'll do that right now.
10 tag teams. What would this be called? The Holiday Tornado Extravaganza.
Already here. The final team, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 teams left.
Chris Pate as My Girls, the Foreman as the Hardys, the Flame Fighter as Union Safety Reps versus Brian Schmidt and the Wayfords. Way to go, Brian Schmidt. The Starbreakers Polka Dot Tea Party versus the Collectors of Sweet Innuendos. New Guy Nick, Kitty Corn versus New York Phenom Twisted Aggression. And Ronnie Roms, the Ninja Firebirds versus the GOAT as the Fashion Popos. Brock Smith has been an absolute tornado tear this year. So really, really get some good stuff here. Can you get the message set forth by Mr. Hold the Line Harry? I have to say, last year was a phenomenal matchup. In a year of 2025, often we speak in hyperbole. I think we had some of the biggest matches of all time take place. You know, if you would have told me that you would top the Brain defeating me and John Polverino at the After Hours event at CaptainCon to retain the Tornado Championship, I would say there was going to be no bigger, more exciting match than that. If you watched it live, it was fantastic
great.
to be a part of. But then we went on to Grand Gathering, which delivered some of the biggest bangers in the history of this event. Just a truly incredible year for match quality. Hold the Line Harry has promised to bring you a match as big, if not bigger, than that event. So we have a message here from Mr. Hold the Line Harry. Let's get that rocking and rolling.
I don't have a message from him.
I forwarded to you on Facebook moments ago, as I mentioned.
Oh, well, it didn't pop up. Give me a moment.
Let's see, baby. Your Facebook. It's already in your DM. What to look out for very quickly as we wrap this show up and get into our tornado event. Grand Gathering tickets will be on sale. Might be our final time in Westlake, Ohio. It has always been an incredible event. Please make sure you're signed up. We've already announced our weekends. Make sure you get all the action that you need. And we're going to blow the roof off this place. All right. So this might be our last time in the venue. It is going to go big or go home. That will be on sale. Again, first 50 people will get a limited edition competitor. Just like last year, you'll get some sign-up promos. You'll get some foils. You'll get a lot of good stuff. And then also, please look out for, before the end of the weekend, we'll do the Royal Rumble Lottery, which is going to be one of your few chances to get yourself a created character for Super Show the Game. So I know that some people have X for the equals 13 stops. Unless you guys wanted this thing to be a pre-order that ships later, then I don't think that that's going to be feasible right now. I want to make sure we get all this stuff here. Some people didn't even submit their artwork. You got the video? On that note, before we get back to Mr. Hold the Line Harry, let's make sure that we are aware of the foil run being submitted very, very quickly. We want to make sure that we have that in time for Grand Gathering. So if you want to foil a card, or if you have a pending foil, now is the time to reach out. I have spoken to people who had some previous ones and made sure that they were double checked. I have things like from Mr. Le Penguin, who I have not heard from, who had Suppressive Fire, I believe. So we are going to make sure that we have this stuff all set up. We'll get there right now. Mike Dip.
SRG Universe. Hold the line, Harry here, your LFF Tornado General Manager, coming to you with a tornado update. You've seen a few videos and posts from me as the holidays have gone by. We have an incredible Match of the Year candidate coming up for CaptainCon Rhode Island at the end of the month. But before we get to that, let's just remind everyone about last year's title match at CaptainCon. The incredible, the LFF Tornado GOAT, Bob Dunn, entered a triad match against two of the best competitors in the game, two of the best, the SRG BOSS and Press 1P, John Polverino. And that was absolutely a Match of the Year candidate for last year. And if it is not on your shortlist for the awards ceremony, it really should be. Now, I want to one-up that. So I am booking another LFF Tornado Triad match. Simple Chuck welcomes the opportunity. He wants to be the GOAT. He's going to have to do better than Bob Dunn if he does that. So he is going to be entering another LFF Tornado triple threat match at CaptainCon 2026. I have just announced the first contender. The contract is signed. It is going to be Mr. Match of the Year, the Italian Bombarder, coming to the fight with the Paddock that is taking on Simple Chuck's final form Dick Thunderlips. Now, my third challenger, or my third competitor, the negotiations broke down, I'm afraid. I just wasn't able to lock that in. So I need some ideas. I want to hear from the community as to who they think the third participant in the LFF Tornado title shot should be. Don't take into account my holiday tournament. The winners of the holiday tournament, probably the top 2 or 3 competitors in that event, they'll be getting shots throughout the rest of the year. This is for CaptainCon. All of them have to be at CaptainCon, and they will be looking to create Match of the Year 2026. Keep holding the line.
Well, very nice. Speaking of tag team, not Tornado, it looks like BTE has advanced over Matt Pineapple and Bob Odell, taking down the higher class in the duet dream. And finally, the next week, as per the oldest living member of the LFF Hall of Fame and the host of your CCC, make sure we get these acronyms correct. Next week will be the first round, will be live, a fatal 4-way. So make sure you get out there and vote, as that will narrow us down. So that will be hosted by Mr. Pat Mulligan. Please stay tuned for those, as well as an announcement for Grand Gathering tickets and the Royal Rumble lotteries. Anything else? Underworld, U.S. title, guys. Come at me, man. I want to play. I'm fiending. I'm itching, man. Vote for El Gordo Americano.
Were we supposed to get a commentary on the creative card contest, Steve?
Are we supposed to? Oh, damn. Damn. I set you all up. Okay. So, yes, we're going to, Schmidt, we're going double time. Forget it. Forget the shorter episodes.
Of course.
Man.
I knew it. I knew it.
How?
I could have went Khaleesi and bet money on it.
You called it. I will give you that.
I'm pulling the post up now. Give me a moment.
I will give you that. Wonderful job, Mr. Schmidt.
Yeah,
I will
know,
give
right?
credit. He called it.
I called it. Knew it was gonna happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
I have it. I don't need you.
No, I'm pulling it up on screen so people can see it.
I really want to do this, so this is fun.
Okay.
Oh, we also, part of the name or not part of the name. Part of the name is up by 27 votes, and we're going to go with part of the name on that.
Whoop.
Congratulations. You got 3 extra cool keywords. Rip and Ship Gaming Salt Shaker. I think that should be pretty fun.
Let me adjust what they see on screen. Give me a second.
Create a card competition, people. I'm going to sit down for this because this one's pretty big. Please, nobody take any offense to this. I don't expect everybody to have the same mindset for a game that I've been working on for 15 years as I do. I have judged these on theme. I've also judged them based on what I feel is a new card line. You know, basically we just took an existing card line and just changed its location. I really would be there. So how much do you want me to go through all of these? Or
Up
do you
to
guys
you.
want me
I
to
mean, like,
just go
pick out
through-
the ones that you like and then go from there. Like, pick out a couple and go from
I do.
there.
I have a list of who's our finalists.
All right, so go for it. Show who's...
So first, I'm going to go through right here. One of the most common things that got you disqualified for my rankings is not adhering to the card line. So, for example, there was a lot of love for Cracking Chop. Draw 1 card. If your gimmick is blank, remove a card from play. That's not a number 10. That's a number 7, possibly a 4. You know, this is, for this to be like an effective number 10, it would have read something like, if you have another lead of play, draw a card. If your gimmick is blank, remove a card from play.
So,
You know, something to that effect. So,
Really?
like, anything that did not adhere to the cards was disqualified, in my opinion. Anything that I felt was extremely complicated, I've also kind of disregarded, where if I had to read it 2 or 3 times, I also did not put those in the finals. What's up, Mr. Schmidt? I have more than a top 10 at the moment, but I will announce the official one. A late entry that I did like came from Michael Kirk, the Canadian Destroyer. I think that was pretty thematic, as it's a very popular card, a very popular wrestling move. Yes, but we don't have the actual Canadian Destroyer. So the cards that I have, besides the late editions that just made it in, I'll show you what's on my list. Other cards that I like that didn't make the cut, you know, we have like the Lucha Inspired Dive. If you have another lead and play, the following turn rolls +1. To me, that would still read as the next turn roll, so I think it's too confusing, even though I know what you meant. So here is my list for cards that made the top cut, at least initially. Chained Extravaganza, +8 strike, draw cards equal to the crowd meter. If this is a steel chain match, your opponent randomly buries cards in their hand equal to the crowd meter. Let's mute you. Why do people think Stack Card did a better job of?
They're not saying they did a better card. They just covered every
number
all
10. Hey Bartender, your next turn roll is +1 for each finish in your discard pile. I like that. I think it's a cool effect. I thought more of this should have been themed towards wrestling moves, but I digress. You know, so that may help or hurt your chances. Haluva Kick. This one I might get on the chopping block for me because I think it might be too fast. Search your deck for or discard pile for a strike, put it on top of your shuffle deck, and once per turn you may reroll your finish roll. I think that might be like pushing points of the game towards no returns. So I did like it. I'm also very hesitant. American Backcracker. Search your deck or discard pile for Taunt from the top rope. You may play an additional card this turn. While Taunt from the top rope is in play, your gimmick cannot be blanked.
Ooh.
I think that's been a very reoccurring theme here. No Chance in Hell, little homage to Raw Deal where action cards are blue. Stop any grapple card that would remove a card in play. I do love this line. I don't think it's going to ultimately make the cut because it'd be very hard to word this. It would have to say like, stop any grapple with choose a card your opponent has in play and discard it in the text. So that's probably not going to get there. But I think the theme was there. No Sell, number 10. This card cannot be removed from play by your opponent. If you have another lead in play, draw a card. You know, to me, I think it's a very well-designed card. It is not as strong as a Japanese arm drag or a brawling and punching and the effect that it gives you, but because it's weaker than those, it gets a permanent keep it in play style card. Briefcase Shot, I think is a very well-designed card. This card is also a lead. Draw 3 cards. If stopped, you lose the match via DQ. So I think this is a very cool card, very on brand. If you're a guy like Jeremy Steigerwald, you hate the hand destruction aspect. So this is a little bit more on par with like a title belt shot. The fact that it's also a lead allows it to be stopped a little bit more ways, but also gives you some cool combos. So that was a very well-designed card. One of them that sparked a lot of discussion, I think is a great thing. Under Your Spell, number 20, power requirement. Choose strike, grapple, or submission. On the next turn, your opponent cannot play cards of that type. Very interesting card. It's kind of like a press slam where it could potentially clear the way for your next finish, right? If I say you can't play strikes, then I throw a grapple next turn, you can't stop it. And it also would work if I lost the turn roll, my opponent can't hit me with a strike. So that would have like a double perk to it. I think this is something that needs to be play tested. But it is interesting to, you know, make the initial discussion for your finalists. Momentum Swing, nothing too fancy here. When you roll strike your turn roll, you may re-roll or draw a card. Very powerful effect, but it is a skill card and it's number 22. That's very interesting. A Kick in the Blank. Skill card at number 8, which I think we could use some more there. At number 7, rather. Copy the text that your opponent has in play. Choose one card your opponent has in play and blank its text. I will say, splitting hairs here, because I said I will not edit them. I think the fact that this blanks a card text rather than discard it might really hurt its chances. I don't know how many scenarios you'd want to blank a card rather than discarding it to play, but I'm sure there's a lot of them. Maybe like freeze don't move. You'd want to like keep it in there. So it's an interesting card. Maybe that actually helps its right. Would you agree, Jeremy? Blanking its text definitely has its merit in some places.
Uh-huh.
Bell ringer. I also like this. Again, nothing too fancy. Your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and draws the top 5 cards. This one again probably doesn't go because it would have to be adds the top 5. I don't want to live in a world where people are going series of punches, bell ringer, and you have no hand. I think it's a little bit too much.
I will say that bell ringer is an old style wrestling move that you don't even see anymore.
What is it? Is it the slaps to the ear?
It's kind of like you put the person's head between your legs, like you're going to pile drive them, and you just jump up and down real fast, and it just like rattles them. Like you don't go into the mat, you just like bomb and just land on your feet, and it's kind of like an ear clap.
Very cool. Of the 3 submitted by the chosen one, higher goals. Stop any follow-up strike. Each player randomly shuffles 2 cards from their hand into their deck. That was very cool. Adrenaline rush. When you roll your printed 10 for a breakout roll, you automatically break out. You would need a name change. I think we already have an adrenaline rush. From Jeremy Steigerwald. Very well done. The overhand wrist lock. If you have another lead in play, look at your opponent's hand, something we don't have. But also, while your gimmick is blank, your opponent's gimmick is also blank.
Ooh.
I think that is a very cool effect. Kind of answers to your opponent using gimmick blankers. Maybe it makes people run them less.
Yeah, I was at a CAC where almost every single person had at least one of those combos. That there's got to be a response to it.
I am very on the fence of saying at some point those cards are errated to how they're currently printed to an or, just because I believe they are in every single deck at the moment.
Santa Boss loves them though.
Victory roll. What's up?
Santa Boss counters them. It's kind of funny. Go ahead. Continue.
Victory roll. Stop any finish strike. If used to stop a non-printed finish, this card is also a finish. There's a comment by Mr. Robert the Brain Dunn that said this would help against baseball bat decks. I don't know what that was implying. Maybe I was missing something. But this seems like this would stop slithering squeezes and different things. And this would be different from a
universal dropkick.
Yes.
There's a major difference in that universal dropkick will not work on a skill requirement like number 16 finish, and this would, but this wouldn't work on like a generic 28, 29, or 30 that didn't have a skill requirement.
Does Umbrella Hold work on face? Let's read the wordings on those for a second.
Umbrella, both of these cards would work on the 22, 23, 24 that become a finish instead.
So the difference would be this one stops skill cards where Umbrella Hold doesn't?
Right, but yeah, correct. But it won't stop any kind of 28, 29, or 30, regardless if there's a skill requirement or so. Like it wouldn't stop a snap, super snap frame buster, for example. Well, it would stop it, but it wouldn't get a finish off of one of those. So it would be like if you got somebody that doesn't like their printed finish, ran a generic, this won't do anything to a generic at 28, 29, 30 as far as causing a finish roll. But it will stop any kind of 1 through 27 that becomes a finish, and it will also be a finish.
Dive head on. Stop any lead grapple. The player with more cards in their hand discards one. I think it's a very thematic card for the name. Theo the Greek Neo loves it. Under pressure. I like this line. I would love to see it as wrestling moves too. If you have 4 fewer cards in your hand than your opponent, which is a very steep price, draw 4 or flip 4. And then I believe the second half of it is add 1 card from discard pile to your hand. The reason why I like this card, it's one half of a switcheroo that could have a huge upside if you're way out of the game. It also might be Jean Dre, the Gigantic's best friend of all time. Embossed neck adjustment. Stop any follow or finish strike. Your opponent cannot decrease your breakout rolls or number of breakout rolls. I don't know if this is two separate cards, but I don't think it needs to be, right? I feel like one that prevents the number of breaker outs, the other one reduction. Two turntables and a microphone. Discard one card from your hand, draw 3. Nothing too fancy. Schmidt on his 13th rewrite of this one. Locking Terror Line. If your opponent has another grapple in play, stop any grapple, or each player chooses a card their opponent has in play and discards it. I think that's a very interesting line. Gives you some removal where you might not have before. Ring Collapse, cool effect we don't have. Each player randomly buries 3 and then draws 1. I love the effect. I don't love the card number. I don't know if it gets much play, but maybe it's just a cool card. So I think this is a nice design card. John Poverino has been busting my chops for this for like a decade. Ego Boost. Once per game, when your opponent would make you bury or discard any number of cards from your hand, you may put this card into play and draw 2 cards. A Spotlight card at number 8. Those are the cards that have a chance at advancing. I said a top 10. Is that what I told you?
Yeah, you said a top 10.
Oh boy, I'm gonna start having to chop away.
You went over.
Well, I just did like a preliminary, like you guys hit the mark that I set. And I like the Canadian Destroyer as well. That was a new one. So I will narrow this down to 10. I will be judging them on what I said, a combination of theme towards wrestling, theme towards card lines that are new, and also that I think would be very impressive. If you're on this list and you said, I don't think I'm going to win, but I would be interested in buying these cards, you can reach out to me. I will say the first person who's going to message me is one of my favorite individuals, everyone's enemy. I do think the card should be a little bit under testing. I don't know if it seems way too good or not. It seems, it's always hard to give a 19 to 21. But that's what we got here. Anything else I've missed?
Nope.
I will definitely take you up and listen to the stack card. Fox has a pretty good grasp on all that stuff.
Yeah, he does. My rising star, baby.
Oh, nice.
All
right.
right.
If you would like to challenge me for the Underworld or the United States, I'll be around for a little bit. But for now, I think we'll say bye, man. Schmidt, I called this perfectly. I said from now on, we're going to go on to 10 o'clock. It's 9:58. Nailed it. 2 minutes to spare.
Oh, my God.
So let's go.
Yeah.
Well, job well done.